Police are questioning between 13 and 15 people for an overnight home invasion and kidnapping in Aurora. Thanks for joining us. I'm Evan Krugel. It happened in the same apartments that were at the center of a viral video showing men with guns in the building. The apartment complex is the Edge at Lowry at 12th and Dallas. Aurora police say a little before 9 o'clock last night, there was an armed home invasion. Investigators say between 13 and 15 people went into an apartment and moved two victims into another apartment on the property. In that apartment, police say the man and woman were bound and pistol whipped. Police report the man was also stabbed during that incident. They were held until just before 2 o'clock this morning. That's when the victims were released and able to call 911. Officers say they took between 13 and 15 people in for questioning. Aurora's police chief says they believe the suspects are Venezuelan and attacked other Venezuelans.
Unfortunately, these individuals, like many gangs and many individuals involved in this type of activity, they victimize their own race and their own ethnicity. And the reason they do that is because they are easy victims.
The chief said he believes this was the result of gang activity, but he could not confirm whether it was the Tren de Aragua or another gang. You may recall this viral video from inside that same complex. This got national attention back in August. Police have since arrested 3 people. Someone was also shot and killed there that same day of this video. Aurora's police chief has called the property a, quote, criminal nuisance, saying there have been dozens of police calls. There are also numerous code violations that the owners, CBZ Management, blame on gang activity. Earlier this month, the city of Aurora reached an agreement to shut it down. Attorneys for the ledge at Lowry say they will not oppose it. If the closure is finalized, people living there will get at least 30 days' notice. The victims were taken to the hospital and are expected to be released soon. 9 News Investigates Kevin Vaughn is following that home invasion. He will have the latest this afternoon, starting at 3 o'clock. We've now learned the names of 2 victims who were killed in a murder-suicide this weekend. It also happened in Aurora, near Jewel and Havana. Police say a 19-year-old man killed 20-year-old Alondra Reyes and 1-year-old Vargas Reyes before taking his own life. His name has not yet been released, but authorities believe he is a family member. He also shot a 3rd person in the hand who survived. Investigators are still working to find out more about the deadly incident. Well, some more snow for the mountains today. Taking a live look up in the high country today, you can see some flakes are flying. A beautiful day down here. Slightly different story up there, but a nice day to hit the slopes. Joining me now is Corey Reppenhagen with our 9 News Weather Impact team. Corey, no snow down here in Denver, but we should expect some strong winds today.
Yeah, there will be a little bit of a front come through later on this afternoon, kick up the winds just briefly. It may try to create a shower out of that, but we're not expecting anything actually to accumulate here in the Denver metro area. We've got some pretty decent snow showers going up on the high country. There's a look at Arapahoe Basin where it's 20 degrees, some decent snow showers. Most of the activity is going to be north of I-70 up here where these weather alerts are. You have winter weather advisories here, 4 to 9 inches in the Medicine Bow range, parts of Rocky Mountain National Park into Rabbit Ears Pass, maybe 6 to 10 up at the Park Range, up into the Sierra Madre Range. And we have a winter storm warning for 12 to 15 inches up in the Snowy Range in Wyoming. All this will end at about 8 o'clock tonight and could be accompanied by 45 to 60 mile per hour wind gusts. Here's a look at the forecast though here in Denver. We're going to stay relatively warm, although there's a bit of a chill in that breeze out there, making up maybe a couple of more degrees here as we go into the afternoon hours to 53. Once we get to about 5, 6 o'clock here, there may be a few showers try to roll through the area, but with the air so dry, we won't be able to actually get anything to reach the ground. I'll talk about that a little bit more coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, Corey. A man's body was found last night on the 2nd Flatiron near Boulder. The Boulder County Sheriff's Office says his friends found the body on a rock ledge after he never returned from a hike. His name has not yet been released, but they did say he was 42 years old. A new lawsuit has been filed over the McDonald's E. coli outbreak from October. This suit involves a Colorado mother and her 10-year-old daughter who got sick after eating Quarter Pounders. The woman says she bought the burgers from a Colorado Springs McDonald's in mid-October and went to the hospital with E. coli symptoms the very next day. Onions on those burgers were ultimately determined to be the likely cause for making people sick. The woman is now suing McDonald's as well as Taylor Farms, Colorado, the company that supplied those onions. The outbreak led to a Mesa County man's death and more than 100 illnesses in more than a dozen states. A local town council member facing charges for shooting a teenager is back at work. The Jefferson County Sheriff's Office says Mountain View Council member Brent Metz shot a 17-year-old boy near Conifer in September. Investigators say the teen and his friends were on private property trying to ask if they could take homecoming pictures there. They say Metz shot the boy through the windshield of a car. He did survive his injuries. Metz now faces several charges, including assault and reckless endangerment. He's scheduled to be arraigned next month, but returned to his seat on the council last night for the first time since that incident. The Colorado Supreme Court has withdrawn a decision it made in a previous evictions case. In the original ruling earlier this year, the court said a tenant is entitled to a jury trial if they are personally served an eviction notice. That is in line with state law. However, the plaintiff in the original case was not personally served. She got a notice on her door and in the mail. In a written statement, the court said state law is not clear on how those cases should proceed, and it is up to state legislature to clarify its intent. At least one lawmaker told Colorado Politics they are looking at ways to address the issue when the legislature is back in session next month. The Denver City Council voted last night to ban sales of flavored tobacco. The proposal now moves on to Mayor Mike Johnston, who is expected to sign it into law. Several convenience store owners were at last night's meeting arguing against the ban. One estimated 30% of her sales come from flavored tobacco. But council members have said it's about people's health, especially young people, who they say are being targeted for sales. If the mayor okays this, the ordinance would not go into effect for 90 days, but the city's health department says it may need more time to roll out enforcement.